Today we're going to decoupage with fabric, decoupage paper, vintage sheet music, and paper napkins. Welcome to the Chic Show. The What Would You Make playlist is hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY, Divine Designs, and co-hosted by DIY with Aria. Their channels are in the description box below. Boards will help dress up an old basket for a stylish patio tray. I gave it one coat of white chalk paint and let it dry. Using another napkin, I decided I liked it being centered and it gave me the appearance of tiles. I removed one ply of the napkin and painted on a coat of Mod Podge. I'll be using the iron-on method this time, and whenever the Mod Podge is dry, I'll place my napkin down and cover with a piece of Teflon. You can also use parchment paper for this. I pressed it with my iron until the napkin adhered to the cutting board. As a side note, you can also tape the white part of the leftover napkin to a piece of paper and print it and make your own decoupage paper. Once my napkins cooled down, I sanded away the extra and gave it a coat of dishwasher-safe Mod Podge for extra protection. And lastly, I placed it in my basket to make this cute little tray. I think you'll like this next piece too. This is a piece that I thrifted. It has a stand on the back, so that's perfect. We're just going to paint over the front. Waverly chalk paint in plaster is my go-to for this sort of thing. There's no point in using expensive paint for something that you're simply going to cover right up. After I get one coat on there, I'm going to be using some Mod Podge, and I'm going to apply one coat of that, and then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. This is decoupage paper by Roy Cycled. I got it in my Sonnets Maker's Box. That's with Sonnets Garden Blooms. And I have cut a piece to fit on the front, a little bit bigger, and I'm using a piece of Teflon between the paper and my iron. And the iron will reactivate that Mod Podge, and that decoupage paper will stick perfectly with no wrinkles. Once it's cooled, I'm going to sand away the excess paper around that top edge. This is one of the baubles molds from Christmas. This is also by IOD. And I used, I think it was called Mix to Mold for this, and I didn't really like the way it looked for an ornament, but I'm going to use it now. So with Mix to Mold, you can kind of sand away the edges. Now, I also used a couple of tumbling tower blocks, a larger one and then a smaller one that I cut in half, and I did stain that with some Waverly Antique Wax. Now, as you can tell, probably this is going to be the Liberty Bell, so I need that crack. So that plaster was perfect for this, so I just used that tool and scraped it in there until I got the crack that I wanted. And again, I'm going back with the bronze paint by Dixie Belle, the patina paint, and I'm going to paint my bell. I'm going to give it 2 coats, letting it dry after the first coat. And while the second coat is still wet, of course, I'm going to add some of the patina spray by Dixie Belle. Actually, I made some of my own, but this one is actually some that I made. But they do make it. It does work better than making your own. I just didn't have any. So I am brushing this on just to make sure I get it completely covered. And the results are amazing. I let mine sit overnight, and this is the result. Now, using Titebond, I will attach my wood pieces to each other and let those kind of set up, and then we'll apply that to the larger wood piece. To define that crack in the bell a little bit more, I went over it with some black chalk paint. I believe this is from Dollar General. I used some of IOD's apothecary stamps and a gold ink pad to stamp onto the front of my bell, 1776. It doesn't show brightly, it's kind of faint, but I think that fits with the age of the Liberty Bell. Now I've got my pieces arranged onto my base, and all we need to do now is glue it on. Again, I'm going to be using Titebond Quick and Thick, but I'm also going to be using a quick hold, which is hot glue for this. This thrifted box sign for 50 cents will be perfect for this next project. I also have an old hymnal that I use once in a while for projects, so I thought America the Beautiful would be perfect for this piece. So I'm just going around with my fingernail, and this book is so old it really didn't even need to be cut. I just used my fingernail and the paper tore right away. I do collect old hymnals that I keep and that I don't use for projects, but this was one that I did allow myself to use because it was in such poor condition anyway. Now, usually when you decoupage, you want to cover up anything underneath with white paint. This paper's so thick, I don't think it really would have mattered anyway, but I did go ahead and cover up that B. Now I'm using some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to apply that to all of the white part. Normally I use the iron-on method, but for this project I was afraid my iron wouldn't get in those corners very well, so I am going to apply the paper while it's wet. But it's thick enough, I don't think I should have any wrinkling. The next part I either deleted or I didn't hit record, so there's a whole section here missing, but I used one of the cloche molds from Iron Orchid's Designs, and I used clear resin, and then I painted the details white, and on the back what you see there is actually a flag ribbon from Dollar Tree that I just reverse decoupaged, which means I applied decoupage medium to the back of the cloche and then applied the ribbon face down so the right side would show through the other side of the cloche. Of course, I used more gold rub and buff to bring back the details. This piece has a White House look about it. I went ahead and sealed in the hymnal page with more Mod Podge, and once that had dried, I used Titebond Quick and Thick to glue it down. This is Iron Orchid Designs Chanticleer mold, and it's this beautiful rooster, and we're going to make this into patriotic decor as well. I recently thrifted a pair of these pictures, so I'm just going to clean it up with the baby wipe, and then we're going to remove the backing, and we're going to use that center part as our base for the rest of the piece. I also thrifted this beautiful fabric, and I'm going to trace around the inside of the insert, and I'm going to cut the fabric to fit on top. Once I've cut it to fit, I'm going to stamp on it using IOD's Mercantile stamp. This is the wreath that is in that stamp. I probably should have inked it up a little bit more. It's kind of faint, but I kind of like it as well because it does look like a burlap sack or something like that. The rooster will get a coat of Fusion paint in Highlander. I made sure to really daub it up and down to make sure that I got into all those little nooks and crannies because there's so much detailing in the Iron Orchid Designs molds. Once the paint is completely dry, I'm going to be using some brown wax. This is Jolie's dark wax, and I'm just using this little makeup brush. I'm just going to swirl it around and around and get it down into all of those crevices and then wipe back the excess on top. That will bring out all those details. The rooster will go into the center of the wreath, but before we do that, I need to freshen up this frame a little bit. So I'm using some of that same dark wax and I'm just going over the edges so that any nicks or any little abrasions that might be on the frame will be darkened up. I'm going to do the same thing with a little bit of gold rub and buff on the inside gold rim. I felt the rooster needed a little bit of gold as well, so I'm just kind of dry brushing over the top just to tie that gold in with the frame. I need to attach my fabric to the backing board, so I'm going to be using plenty of Mod Podge for this. Once I get it on there, I'll just lay the fabric on top and let it dry. Once I'm ready to apply my rooster, I'm using Titebond Quick and Thick. I'm squeezing it on there. It's pretty thick, so I'm going to rub it around with my finger so that it doesn't come oozing out of the sides. I hope this inspires you to mix different textures and papers in your own decoupage projects. If you enjoyed these DIYs, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment and let me know which of these materials you would try. Thanks to our hosts, and be sure and check out the playlist in the description box below. If you're looking for another video, I recommend this one right here. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.